It is okay. Life goes on. I just need for you to sign for me right here. I need your signature and your initials saying that you got your results. Right here, please.
Are you sure? Can you check it again?
Yeah.
Okay, Mr. Booker. I guess I can take some more blood from you, okay? But just so you know, these test results do not lie, okay? Take your jacket off. And which one of these arms have the best vein in
Did
it?
she just call you Mr. Booker? Did you just call him Mr. Booker?
She definitely called me Mr. Booker.
She has a name. Her name is Nurse Pam, okay? Say it with me. Nurse Pam, okay? And yes, I said Mr. Booker. I know how to pronounce Booker. Stop acting like I don't know how to say Booker, Mr. Booker.
Okay, what I'm saying is that's not my last name, Miss Ma'am.
Your name ain't Booker?
No.
You're not Eric Booker?
No, I'm Corey. Corey Thomas. Ghetto ass hustler.
What is going on, beautiful people? It's your boy here, Wesley from AKNationTV.com and AKNation TV here on YouTube, the two places on the World Wide Web where we actually adopt similar connections and spot our differences. And welcome to my channel. Now, before I get into this, I need you to hit that subscribe button. If this is your first time seeing me, I don't know why. I've been doing YouTube since 2005. That rhymed. And I've done everything under the sun. So definitely hang out with your boy. Okay, and subscribe. That's free to do. You can follow me on Instagram and Twitter at AKNationTV, and also you could get into my own online streaming network. I'm kind of trying to do like the Netflix and Disney Plus and Hulu thing by producing original scripted web shows, short films, and cartoons, and things of the sort, including extended YouTube videos that I normally would post on here are on that site as well. It's called AKNationTV.com. Get into it. Now, Chris Taylor is an avid, consistent supporter of A-Connection TV and a subscriber to AKNationTV.com, and he's been hitting me up in the DMs about a lot of stuff. And not only has he been hitting me up in the DMs about a lot of stuff, he's been mentioning to me quite often saying, Wes, you need to watch The Circle. And he's been sending me like links and stuff of The Circle. And I'm like, what is this? What's going on? And then I watched the trailer and I was like, okay, not interested. But then I got another bug in my ear from Rico Cassadine, who is one of the actors on AKNationTV.com, and he was like, OMG, are you watching The Circle? So then I was like, okay, two people are telling me about this, maybe I should tune in. And Rico was like, I really want to be on this show. I really want to be on this show. So I was like, all right. He was like, what are you doing? I was like, nothing. You come over or whatever, and we can watch it together. So he did that. We hung out for a second and we watched The Circle. Disclaimer, I have all of these. No, not all of them. I have Netflix and I have Disney Plus. I haven't tuned into Disney Plus since I got the subscription, and I'm kind of thinking that I should cancel it and get the subscription back when Marvel finally releases their stuff, because that's the only reason why I got Disney Plus, let's be frank. But Netflix has been doing their thing with shows like Marriage Story. The most recent thing that I just fell in love with was Marriage Story. And also Amazon be doing their thing, because I've watched Expanse and I watched Mad Dogs on Amazon. So these online streaming networks are doing their thing, and I'm definitely trying to be one of those networks with AKNationTV.com. But The Circle, I was watching it and I was like, this is giving me kind of like Row vibes in the beginning, but then I wasn't really sold because I was so confused as to the rules of the game, and Rico was trying to explain it to me, but he was like uber excited, and I really wasn't connected with the words that was coming out of his mouth. So I was kind of like turned off by the concept of the game. Netflix described the show as status and strategy collide in this social experiment and competition show where online players flirt, befriend, and catfish their way toward 100,000. The series is described as Big Brothers meets Catfish, which I actually got that. In the show, contestants compete in what's basically a popularity contest. Apparently there's a UK version to this where the winner wins 65,000. Here in the US, it's 100,000. They all live in the same apartment complex but in separate homes and only interact through a social media platform called The Circle. They use their profiles to build alliances, flirt, and form groups. and they never actually meet in person. The contestants don't have to be truthful about who they are. They can catfish others if they want. In the UK version, their goal is to not be voted the least popular by the other people in the circle. In the Netflix U.S. version, it appears that they're trying to avoid being the person voted as blocked. In the U.S. version, contestants rate each other from first to last, and their scores are averaged to determine hierarchy from highest to lowest. The two highest players will typically be named influencers, and the rest of the players may be at risk of being blocked. Influencers are typically the ones who choose who is blocked and thus eliminated from the game, but the blocked players can meet one contestant in person before they go, which adds to the drama. The contestant who remains in the end wins $100,000. Now listen, I don't know if you watched the show. This show is I'm reviewing episodes 1 through 4 and basically paraphrasing the whole thing because I just binged it and I can't note take everything. But I'm gonna do the reviews ongoing. But they're releasing like 4 episodes all at once, and the next slated release date for the next 4 episodes or the few episodes are January 8th. So it's very difficult for me to review. Like if they were doing 1 episode a week, that would be dope, but they're not. So I don't know how. I'm probably just gonna watch all 4 and just review it. But anyways, I want to start off with these selected people. You have Chris, then you have Joey, then you have Elena, then you have Seaburn, then you have Shabam, Sammy, Antonio, and Karen. Okay? Those are the first 8 players to be in the circle. Okay? And right off the rip, they're alter egos and what society has pinned them all to be. They play it perfectly well. Okay, but the gotcha is, and that's not even a hot thing. It's really not. But the gotcha is that 2 of them decided to be catfish. Now that's where I have a problem with this. And okay, there's so much to break down, but let's do it this way. Let me talk about each person separately, and then I'll get into certain key moments in the show that I felt were interesting. Okay, Chris. I love Chris. I think Chris is super dope. He's super open. He's super charismatic. He's not a catfish, and he's authentically himself. You can tell. You know what I'm saying? You can tell. Although he's an extremity, you can definitely tell he's just cool, dope. He gets along with everybody, and I vibes with him. Joey, as soon as he came on the screen, I wanted to throw up. I was like, what is wrong with this dude? He's super ultra frat boy, ultra dude, ultra like just on a like 1,000, and it's just too much. He flirts with anything that has a vagina, and he just rubs me the wrong way. And again, I'm talking about first impressions of these people when I see them, okay? Elena, I knew that Elena was going to be the one that was hated and shitted on the most because she appears to be the whimsical beauty of the show. Women don't like that, and men are just gonna flirt with that. And so when she came on, I was like, she's not gonna be liked because the rest of the crew don't look like her at all, and they don't act like her, so she's not gonna be liked. I saw her being like the one to be blocked. Seaburn looks like Kel from Kenan and Kel, and he acts like Kel from Kenan and Kel. Seaburn has a big peach on him, and apparently he is in a relationship with Rebecca, who he's catfishing the circle and being in the show. He's playing his girlfriend in the show, and his girlfriend apparently is okay with this. I'm sure that she is, because she wants to win the $100,000, but he's catfishing these people, imitating his girlfriend. Annoying. Then you have Shabam. I even though he said his name he said his name quite a few times, I still don't. Is Shabam? I don't know. He is a walking stereotype. He's just okay, that guy, that nerd, kind of shy, bashful, not a lot of confidence kind of guy. I'm like, okay, whatever. Sammy, I love the top that she had on in the first episode with the black sheer with the rainbow across the chest. I thought that was pretty dope. Sammy comes across as a cool ass chick. Like right off the rip, first impressions, I would be cool with Chris and I would be cool with Sammy. I just like their vibes just seem super dope. Antonio, the basketball player, the guy that gets all the women. He's actually in a relationship, but he is the handsome guy, the cute guy. And I'm like, okay, whatever. Like Karen. Now, when Karen walked in, I was like, okay, dope. I can vibe with her. She's going to be super chill, super authentic, super real. No. She's a catfish. And she's a catfish for all the wrong reasons. And I was completely upset when she announced that she was gonna pick some random chick named Mercedes and she was gonna be the cat. Like I was so like caught off by that, like really put off. Like, what are you talking about, Ma? Why are you being a catfish? That doesn't make sense. And then she proclaims that, you know, if she were to be her authentic self, that nobody would pick her and everybody would judge her, and she's always judged for the cover and not, you know, no one ever reads her book. And I'm like, come on, sis. It is freaking 2020. Like, let's stop it. At least Seaburn is only catfishing because he just wants to catfish and be a pretty girl. You know what I'm saying? Karen is catfishing because she has self-esteem issues. And I'm not okay with that. First of all, I'm not saying it like she's a horrible person, but I'm saying it like that's corny, and I wish she had the confidence to just be herself and realize that herself is super dope. Because when I saw her, I was like, yo, she's super dope. I mean, look at people like Shabam. Come on, like he's one that should be a catfish based off of what? Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, come on. But he's not. He's being himself. Chris is being himself, and we have a cool ass lesbian chick who decides to be catfish for all the wrong reasons, and I'm just like so put off about it. I don't even know why people catfish. I don't even know why why that show is still going on. Like, are we like, what is wrong with people in their brains? Like, there's something off-putting about the concept of you being someone else and acting like no, I don't like that. I don't like that at all. So I'm really annoyed with her just because of that. The show's host is comedian Michelle Buteau, and I've never heard of her, so I don't know what she's been on, what she's done. I have no freaking idea. But I start watching this show, right? And I'm really trying to get the rules and understand how everything is playing. And I see them communicating with this TV screen, and then it's called the circle, and the circle comes on and is voice activated, and you get to send out messages to people. You have to set up your profile like a Facebook or Instagram or a Twitter account. You have to pick the right picture, and then you have to put whether your relationship status, and then you have to put like a bio or profile bio. And I'm like, oh my God, this is so slick. Whoever thought of this show is so slick, because this is social media world. Like, this is how everything goes. You pick a profile pic. You always put all this thoughts into why or how or which pic you should choose or what people are going to think. And then people comment on it, and that's exactly what this show is. They comment on it, and their commentary is so realistic and just so interesting, because right away, Alana is getting pegged as the beauty queen. Chris is receiving a lot of love. Joey is the super flirtatious person. And Antonio comes across as the, you know, chick magnet. And I'm like, wow, this is, I'm immediately loving the concept of the show and how they have to try to be liked, because everyone does that. If you have an Instagram, it's because you want attention. If you have a Twitter or Facebook, it's because, well, Facebook can be for a lot of reasons, but Instagram and Twitter is because you want attention. It's because you like being looked at, and it's because that's just it. That's just it. And you care about what people think. Now, everybody could be like, no, I don't. I only have an Instagram because blah, blah, blah. No, I'm sorry. If you're one of those nameless pictureless profiles, then you have an Instagram because you're a stalker and a creep, okay? But if you have your profile up there and you post certain things, then you care for attention. Now, if you just have an Instagram for your business and all you post is your business or your art or your architecture or your photos, okay, newsflash, you still want attention put on those things and you want people to comment, like, and all of that. And not only that, but you want to share yourself with the world, because why else would you have social media if you didn't want to share yourself with the world? So watching all these people sit there and talk about each other and comment is genius, and I'm loving it, and I'm laughing because I'm sitting here like, she's going home, he's going home, and I'm right. And like about 30 minutes into watching The Circle, I'm like, I need to be on this show. I'm glad that their age range is what it is, because at first I'm like, oh, this is just for the 20-something-year-olds. Like, 20-something-year-olds aren't that interesting, okay? They don't have a lot of experience. And you get to see that as the show plays on. But anyways, before I ramble and make this a 40-minute video, because I believe that it could be, because The Circle is just that juicy and that good, and it's a mirror for you, like it's a mirror reflection of yourself when you watch this show in so many ways. And if you're slow, you're not gonna get it, but I know you're not, because you're watching. So listen, you gotta watch this show. It's so many things to pick up on. The first game that they play, Who Dis? First of all, this slang lingo, I'm loving it. I'm so loving it. But they were given a picture of a celebrity, and they had to describe the celebrity without saying the name. I would have won that competition. I didn't get the Happy Days guy. I didn't get that. I thought that was John Travolta. I'm sorry. I just thought that was John Travolta, but I got everybody else, and I would have won. That's all I'm saying. I just would have won. And then another game that they played was they had to build a cake. Now, I'm an artist. I like to think so, and I am. So I think I would have mastered that. Like these first two challenges, I would have beasted and mastered it. Okay, and I just would have won. I just would have won. What I'm really trying to understand is how long does this game last? Because I want to try out for it. Everybody's telling Devon that she needs to be on it. I could see Devon on this. I really could. I could see Devon on this. But I genuinely want Devon to be back on the challenge because I want her to win a boatload of money. But hearing that you can win $100K from this would be dope. But Devon couldn't be herself. She would have to play a different character because people would know who she is, probably, and would want to vote her out based off of that. So she would have to play a catfish, which for that reason, I would kind of be okay with that. You know, because you have to play into the game and the facade, you know what I'm saying, just to save your identity. But I don't know. I think I should be on The Circle because I would be, come on, like, what are we doing? Like the type of conversations that they're having with each other is just genuine, authentic conversations, and I would just vibe well with people, and I'm an audition for it. I have a problem with Karen. I'm aggravated and annoyed with Karen, and I know that some of you guys might feel some sort of way about that, but I'm annoyed with Karen, and I'm annoyed with Seaburn. Although I understand why he's doing it, but I'm just annoyed with this whole catfish bullcrap because it's just perpetuating and instigating the longevity of this concept. It's bullcrap. It's 2020. Be yourself, Karen. What are you talking about? And so, spoiler alert, because I have to talk about this. I knew that it was going to be Mercedes and Alana getting put up in the first elimination. I knew that. I called it, and I was right. And I called it because Mercedes came off a bit abrupt and rude, and Elena came off as superficial and too pretentious. And newsflash, nobody likes those type of people. Point blank, period. The second bout of eliminations, I knew it was going to be Antonio and who else was it? It was Antonio. Jesus. It wasn't Sammy. Sammy and Joey. So Sammy and Joey were tied, and Antonio was the last one. That's what it was. Antonio didn't communicate with everybody, and he didn't chime in with noticeably Chris. And Chris was like the one that was really like befriending everybody and being cool with everybody and jumping into conversations with everybody. Joey didn't like Antonio, and Antonio was just he was too cocky too fast. Way too cocky too fast. That was his downfall. But I pegged it. I also pegged that when Alana left, that she was going to go and see Sammy, and she did. I knew she was going to go see a woman just to say, hey, like, what's up, chick? Like, we should have had each other's back. And I knew Antonio was going to go see Mercedes or Rebecca. I pegged it. He was going to go see those beautiful black women that those catfishes are portraying to be, because he wanted to know if it was what it was. Now, Ma got you with this whole thing, because once you get eliminated, you get to leave a message or whatever. Kind of like Big Brother. You get to leave a message or whatever. And so why, like, what, in my mind, what would be the point of leaving the message? Okay, and Rico was like, just to prove that you're not a catfish. It doesn't matter at this point because you're out of the show now. So if I'm leaving a message, I should be able to leave a message that shocks the rest of the group. You know what I'm saying? And Elena didn't do that. Elena was just like, hi, I'm Elena. Like, what do you, like, I don't know why you thought I was a catfish, but I'm not. And I'm like, what? Like, what was the point of that video? I didn't understand that. But Antonio, even, and now I'm assuming that the producers say, hey, you can't say that such and such a catfish. Okay, great. But you need to say that I met somebody and they were a catfish. Like, you need to say that. You need to say that so that the house is like, what, are you serious? Like, okay, so now Antonio was real, Elena was real, but there's a catfish left amongst the group. That should be something that you should be able to say. And of course, he had to articulate it in a way and say, oh, well, let me just say that everybody's not who they seem and whatever. I'm like, okay, sure. We could read between the lines, but what's the point? You're not in the show anymore. And you don't have any, like, you're just not here anymore. So you should be able to say, hey, I visited somebody and it was a straight catfish, straight up, and you're not gonna believe it because they seem so cool. And so, you know what I'm saying? Come on now, come on. I'm just saying that would have been so dope if he would have did that, because I would have been like, ooh. I'm liking the real moments between the people in the house. Like, Joey has a real moment with Cassandra, the new mate, and at the end of episode 4, I start to like Joey. With Joey in the beginning, in the first episode, was such a pompous, like, douche, like a Jersey Shore douche, like in all caps. Like it seems like he would be the most arrogant person on the show and he talks with his hands. It's just so but episode 4, I'm like, yo, this dude is stand up. He's stand up. He's not a homophobe. He's cool with Chris. He's cool with Shabam. They're the last 3 dudes in the house, unbeknownst to them, because Seaburn is a guy portraying to be Rebecca. And Joey seems dope. He's still a douche, but he's a good douche, if that makes sense. Okay? Episode 4, I'm vibing with everybody, except for the catfishes. I don't respect the catfishes, don't like the catfishes. And, Antonio goes to meet one of the catfishes, and he's like, yo, what's up? Why are you catfishing? And she's like, well, because, do you really think that you would have, been cool with me had you saw me like this? Yes, chick. The fuck you talking about? Like, what are we talking about? Like, are we serious right now? And then in some weird way, Antonio ends up understanding Karen's perspective, and I'm like, nah, sis, nah, sis, not cool at all, not cool, Seaburn, and not cool, Karen. No, I'm not vibing with the catfishes, and those are the only ones I don't really vibe with. My favorites, though, if I had to pick my favorites would be my top two faves would be Sammy and Chris. They are the most genuine. I can't say the most, because Shoe Bomb is just, he's just, this game is not gonna last for him, I don't think. But then again, I see Chris crying in the trailer, so in the upcoming, so I don't know. And Sammy's kind of emotional because she felt bad when Cassandra called her out for being a catfish and she wasn't. Like, all these people are into their feelings. Oh, I need to be on this show. Oh, my commentary would be crazy. Oh, it would. Throw a little Mona Simone up in the mix. Come on. I need to call Davon and see if she can hook that up for me, because it looks like they're not on the show for that long. But I would do so good. I would. I need to be on that show. So listen, I'm gonna try to keep up with the series because it's just super dope. It's super original, even though UK has its own version. But I've never seen anything like this. I like it because we live in a world where social media rules our existence for some of us. Not all of us, but for some of us. And it's very interesting to see what people think by first impression, like your picture. Like, these people are sitting here judging each other's picture and knowing nothing else. Just judging their picture and knowing nothing else. And it's insane because that's what we do on a... here's what I'll say. Here's how I know social media has not gotten me. Okay? Because I've never gone to someone's profile, looked at someone's picture, seen someone's video, and posted something negative about them on that post or on that video. I've never done that. Ever. If I'm not attracted to someone, I've never said, oh my God, this person's ugly. Or if I'm watching someone's work or creative attempt at a visual, I never say, oh, this is horrible, or the lighting or the camera. Like, I never type that in. What is the point to that? I don't understand that. And so when people do it to me, I'm like, what is wrong with you? Like, are you okay? Like, who does that, people? And it's very interesting seeing them go, oh, well, she looks like such and such in this picture. Or, oh, why doesn't she have tattoos in this picture? But she has tattoos in, like, are we serious? Like, the judgment level is insane on this show. But again, the most authentic and real for me are Chris and Sammy. And if I had to say someone that I wanted to win in this competition, it would be either one of the two. Period. And then there's a new guy that comes at the end who is, I believe his name is Alex, but he says his name is Adam because he catfishes. And it's just a joke. It's just a joke. It's just a joke. A joke. Great social experiment. But it's a joke. All three catfishes are a joke. They need to get eliminated immediately. And it's even crazier because the ones that aren't catfished are getting eliminated. Leave your comments below. Let me know what you thought or think about The Circle. If you're not watching it, you need to get into it. It's a pretty dope show. Kudos to Netflix. Netflix, every time I turn on to Netflix, there's something fresh and there's something new. And with aconnectiontv.com, I'm really trying to get to that level. Netflix has been running for over a decade. Very long time? Over a decade? For a long time. They have 150 million subscribers. I can only dream big, right? aconnectiontv.com is starting from the ground level up. And I'm pushing and trying to make it better. But I need you guys to subscribe in order for me to get to a certain level and make it better. So definitely thank you to everybody that are subscribed now. And let me know what you think. Leave comments below. What do you think about The Circle? Deuces.